feels so good. Eddie, am I on?
Yes, you are.
Ooh. Everyone, welcome to Sip and Shop episode 20. I can't even, let me stop pretending. I'm so relaxed. I can't lift my arms. For Sip and Shop episode 24 on October 24th. Ooh. Very symbolic. 24 weeks as your Saturday beauty break, your Saturday refresher, your Saturday check-in. I am your host in all her relaxing glory. This is like really good for my back. No joke, I'm not playing. I'm like, feel like my back is so relaxed and everything is so relaxed. So happy to be here with you because today is a very, very special show. Why? Because we will salute the men. It is all about the men, the glory of the men, saluting the men. I don't want to take off my eye gel mask, but I must. I feel you. I feel your vibes. Hopefully you feel the relaxation of mine. But today, man, oh, gosh, this thing feels so good. Oh, It is just indeed that. It is about the men. I don't have a stitch of makeup on except for my brows, because I'm going to be your sacrificial lamb as I demonstrate. Okay, let me put this right there. Yes, we are going to celebrate the men today. Why? Because the men are often negated, and that's not a good thing. Because the men, all of them, need to be uplifted and celebrated and acknowledged for all that they are and all that the potential is that they have. And you know, sometimes we take them for granted and we can't. And so today, October 24th, Sip and Shop episode 24 is just for you. So let us start, as we always do, with our libations. I've got mine. Do you have yours? I'll explain what this is in a second. Men, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that you will receive the tips and upliftment that will be shared. Hopefully you will be blessed by them and be able to incorporate them into your world. Know that you are not forgotten, you are seen. You're being thought about, and today you're being celebrated. And I also would like to give a very special shout out to the two people that highly encouraged for this show to happen today, and that is Miss Petula and Paul. They are two individuals that during the same week, a couple of days apart, stopped me and encouraged me to do a very special segment specifically for men's grooming. So it was in the universe. It was already on the books. Between Eddie and I, we had already discussed it, but we actually didn't know which week would get it. And when the two of them said, do it like now, we turned everything around, and so here we are. So we salute all of you. Okay, so what is Andrea drinking today? So since we are talking about men's grooming tips, it's not just about the external. We will get into that in a bit, but we have to start with the internal. So this is water, basic water, infused with collagen peptide powder. And collagen peptide powder is a substance that can improve, enhance skin, hair, and nail growth. So you can have a glass of this at least once per day with 8 ounces of water. Not multiple times, just once. Normally when I do it every day. I have been since COVID. It's been in my regimen. Each morning I just start off, after I have breakfast, I have my glass of collagen peptide, and I just then take my vitamins with it. Or if I flip it and do it at night, sometimes I will, and go, because I can get bored with a regimented process. You get a little bored with it. So I flipped it. I can flip it, and sometimes I'll do it at night. After dinner, I'll have my collagen peptide water, and then take my vitamins before I go to bed. So either way, it's always a good thing to at least incorporate this. If you find that you have fine lines in the skin, I know as I've gotten older, you see more. And I can say that it has helped my hair. I mentioned to you before, from stress, thinning. It's been helping. And my nails have always been pretty good with growing out and being strong. But I do find that with the collagen peptide, it grows a lot faster. So each season, if you've noticed, during COVID for Sip and Shop, I've been cutting my nails more frequently. This has a lot to do with it. Okay, so let's salute again. Collagen peptide water. And it doesn't have any taste. So just know that it's not like yucky or anything. It has absolutely no taste at all. Cool. All right, Eddie. I feel really relaxed.
You should feel relaxed.
But there's something we need to get into.
What we need to get into?
Can you explain to the Sip and Shop family about caution fatigue?
So yesterday when I went out the house, I forgot my mask. And I got halfway down the street and ran back to the house to get my mask.
Wait, you got that far down the street?
Yeah.
Oh.
So basically, caution fatigue is when you have been doing something that's abnormal for a while, and then you go back to what you've been doing normally. So that is caution fatigue. Like you're fatigued of being cautious.
Ooh.
Because it's abnormal for us to wear gloves and masks all the time. So sometimes when it's a nice day and you're feeling good, you might walk out the house and just forget your mask, and then you feel like, oh, okay, I forgot something. I have to go back and get my mask. That is caution fatigue.
Interesting. I remember one day you stopped me and said, babe, where's your mask? And I was like, oh, because I was priding myself on being so cautious that I was stunned that moment because it felt like it was on my face, because it was on my face. It had been at that point for so long.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was already on my face, and it wasn't.
No.
And that shocked me. And it didn't feel good. I was like, oh wow, okay, this is interesting. So yeah, to actually hear you put words to it, well, a label on it, a title on it, is interesting. What I'm doing is this was in the freezer. It's my gel mask, and it's just for my eyes, just to cool them down, because I'm a bit tired. I got up really early this morning. So that's the reason why I just decided to take a chance. And while Eddie explained that, let's move on to the next subject. What are you watching? I hope I don't look too crazy with my eye gel mask on. But it's so cooling and refreshing. I need to take advantage of it. So I thank you in advance for going, what is she doing now? I'm just taking the time to pamper myself in front of you, letting you in to my world. May we suggest something to you? Now, we actually... Is that a yes? Thank you. Eddie and I saw this documentary a couple of weeks ago. I actually was in the pantry at Good Morning America, and I looked up on the board and I saw the information for this documentary. And surprisingly, the director is a microbiologist, and he is also a camera operator at the show at ABC. So I was like, I think I've seen this guy before. And then all of a sudden, he kind of like ran into the pantry, got the water, and then I was about to run out. And I was like, excuse me, sir, did you do the documentary that's up on the board? And he was like, I did. And I explained to him about Memphis Magic. My husband did a documentary. And I asked him, because, you know, I'm always curious about docs, how long did it take? And he said it took 11 years. 11 years. Yes, 11 years. Like 6 or 7 years of shooting, and then the rest, you know, editing. And I promised him that night that I would talk to Eddie and we would watch it. We did. Eddie, take it away.
No, the documentary is called Sunni Man, and it's about it's basically about it examines the situation in the Ecuadorian reserve of Yasuni. And so there's this conflict going on in Yasuni, in that reserve, between the indigenous people and people who want to start basically a new city. And it's a tale of, you know, how those indigenous people are fighting to keep their land. And it's like, they call it an avatar story, and I'm telling you, an avatar story it is. It's like, it's unreal. You know how they live. Like, you wouldn't imagine, you know, us living in the modern day society. You wouldn't imagine how, you know, how they live like that. Like, you know, and I'm not saying like that in a bad way, but
right, because it's just that it's their culture. If we grew up in the culture, it would be natural to us. It's not, they're not savages, because you know how it can happen very easily. Like, if you look outside of your own culture and judge another culture, and you think, oh, you put labels on it.
But it's interesting though.
Very.
It's interesting, and I think like it's one of those. I mean, even the opening scene. The opening scene is them cutting up a wild boar. I mean,
I was looking. I you know me. I mean, I don't know if you know me, but I can't take blood at all. And I was looking through my fingers and the blanket.
Right, and the thing about it is, it's no they're speaking in their language, and there's no subtitles. But what they're doing is so interesting. You just want to, you know, your eyes are just stuck to the screen. So.
And you know what's interesting about that? Because I actually spoke to Ryan about that, and he spoke about that particular scene. What's pretty brilliant about that, not having the subtitles, is you don't need it.
No.
If you know the human spirit, you figure it out. You know what it is that you figure out after a moment. What's happening in the scene, and you don't have to understand the language. It kind of reminds me of acting class with Anthony Aveson. He specifically gave us scripts that were in gibberish, and we were doing we were going to do scenes, and you know, we had scene partners and everything, and he said, although these scripts are in gibberish, you have to learn it. And the whole point of the exercise was to show that through action, no matter what is not being said or is in gibberish, someone should be able to figure out what's happening in the scene through the action. And that's what that opening scene in Sunni Man clearly demonstrates. You don't have to understand the language, but you know the human spirit.
Right.
That documentary is brilliant. I deem it as on the same level as Memphis Magic, and you know how I feel about Memphis Magic. Memphis Magic is a beast in terms of storyline, editing, cinematography, everything.
Everything.
And the same thing for Sunni Man. That's that was a passion work of art.
Yeah, it is. It's a great documentary. I think people should definitely go see. Definitely watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
There you go.
They should definitely watch Sunni Man.
Oh, and I need to watch you all now, right? Okay, so.
Superhero.
Did I look like a super?
You look like a superhero.
Did I really?
Yeah, you did.
What would my superhero name be? Everything is like blurry.
Blind cat.
That is so shady. Blind cat. What would a blind cat do?
I have no idea.
I would scratch the New York City walls.
See?
Babe, oh my.
So your eyes.
Okay. Gosh, I'm really relaxed. Okay. Let's get on to the good stuff. Ow! All the men, call in all you men. Let's get to it. Okay, so have some fun things planned for you that I will actually demonstrate. Let me get my towel here. All right. So let's consider this. Let's consider being on a budget, right? And we don't want you to think that taking care of yourself requires you to spend a whole lot of money, because that certainly is not true. If you like to spend a whole lot of money, good for you. But I don't, in terms of skincare. If I'm doing a facial with Miss Mamie, yes, I will drop the dough then. But other than that, you don't have to. You can go to items that are in your kitchen cabinet if you have them. And if you will allow me, I'd like to share some with you now. The first. And look.
I see it.
My commercial. Look at my commercial test. Apple cider.
That's a big bottle.
It's just for... Look, y'all, this is just to show you, like, if you have apple cider vinegar at home. I did have the small bottle before. I threw that out. I finished it. So I got the big one because I do use a lot of apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So apple cider vinegar. This actually has an organic acid in it called acetic. And if you are a person that has acne-prone skin, then you should consider using apple cider vinegar. I will explain later. Something else that may be in your pantry. Babe, look. I'm not looking at my...
Yeah, I see.
In frame. Baking soda. Yes, baking soda has is anti-inflammatory and has antiseptic properties. So if you have skin that tends to have some pain to it, if you apply baking soda, it will help to reduce the swelling. But what happens when we mix both of them together? Oh, it's very magical. It can become a paste. Let me show you how to do that. So, I'm just going to demonstrate in this glass so you can see it happen. Now, normally what I do is, and I do this, for me, I have oily skin and yes, acne prone skin. And especially because of the mask, and I just popped, I'll be straight up with you, it's right around here, just before we started, and another here because of the mask. It's a whole nother story with this acne breakout with these masks. But so normally what I do in the morning, when I'm in the shower, I take some and I put a bit, like a tablespoonful, well, yeah, about half a tablespoonful, give or take, around there, in the palm of my hand, and then I drop some apple cider vinegar in the center of my hand, and then I make the paste. But I just want to show you in the glass. So you take like a little bit, and you need to take about, yeah, that's plain, just for effect, right? So a bit of the baking soda, and then you take a bit of the apple cider vinegar. And the thing, people, that we want to focus on is the properties of each one. Meaning, if the apple cider vinegar can help with, because of this acetic in it, that organic acid, right? Coupled with this is about how much? It's not that much. It's just about maybe, right? It'll start to fizz. It's going to fizz. And that's what you want it to do. You want it to start to fizz and then let it start to do its thing and become pasty. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this spoon and spoon it out into my hand so you can see it. But yeah, you want, yeah. This is good. So you want it to get pasty. And the apple cider vinegar, like I said, you just want to play with it, but you don't want it to be runny. It needs to be kind of stiff, right? And you want to think, if you have the apple cider vinegar property that helps the acetic, that helps with, if you have pimples, the acetic, the design of that really is to help, it inhibits bacterias that form or turn into acne. That's really what the acetic does. It inhibits bacterial growth. So if it does that, and you know that you can clean around the house, it is safe enough to be used on your face. So this is, I'll get it in my hand now. So the two together, this paste is pretty special, right? See, so it's not like running. It needs to be a paste. Oh, babe, can you pull off my wedding ring? Please. Thanks. So let me continue talking to you. I'm going to demonstrate and apply it on my skin. And I'm going to show you just how I do it. To myself, you want to avoid your eye area because the skin is too thin, because then this now becomes like a natural exfoliant. So this would be considered for your scrub, right? Your daily scrub, if you like. So again, you don't have to do this every day. It could be like every other day, but because I have more of the breakouts because of these masks and COVID, I'm doing it a lot more. So see, there we go. So you can start anywhere you want. I usually start in my cheek.
Anthony wants to know how long you leave it on.
Not long. Okay. So let me talk about this first. So I normally leave it on after working it. I do it about a minute. I need to target certain areas. So this was the breakout here on this side. This was the breakout on this side. I'm targeting that. But I also had this really dark mark. This is the beauty of the two together. It can fade out skin blemishes. So if you're a person that gets hyperpigmentation from pimples, that's me all day, has always been. Whenever a bump gets busted or a mark is on my skin, now you see I'm going around. I'm not going up into my eye area. I'm going right around the orbital bone because I want to avoid that area. I'm going around my nose for any oils entrapped there. I'm going up onto my forehead and I'm going up in there. Because, you know, sometimes I have breakouts by my hairline, you know. I'm going right around my brows and right around the circumference here. Okay, and that's about it. So, but you're not scrubbing hard, okay? You're just gently, even the men, I want you to get this in your wheelhouse. You're gently massaging. You're not scrubbing. You're just gently, you're massaging. You're taking care of your skin, but you're letting these two substances, the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda, do their thing. Now, normally if I was in the shower, I'm going all up on my neck and my chest with it. I'm doing all of that. So now I'm going to rinse. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Not right now, no.
Oh, you said I have something on my nose? I'll get there, babe. I think my Sip and Shop family, it's not a boogie, it's apples, it's baking soda. I'll get there. Okay, any questions?
Not right now.
Okay, so so you understand those two substances together definitely save you money, but at the same time they're natural. I'm just rinsing off as I talk to you. I want you to be gentle even in your rinse. You're going to use warm water, as warm as it can be. I would like for you to get to hot, but not too hot. That will be explained to you later. The temperature of the water, why we do what we do when we do it. And I want you to start to get into the habit of rinsing well, not having any residue on your skin, just making sure it's all released as you see what I'm doing. Each time I'm doing this, I'm helping to also massage my skin. Now I'm taking my towel and I'm not rubbing, because I know some of you guys like to rub. You're gently patting. Look, this is you. This is you. This is you. All you men, this is you. Pat, pat, just gently pat. You're not rubbing anymore. You're patting because you don't want to aggravate the skin. You've already done a natural exfoliation, so you don't need to continue to rub. That's why. Right? Gently to the skin. And now As soon as you finish drying off, I need for you to then move into hydrating. I'm going to explain hydrating, and then I'm going to jump back to tell you some extra benefits of using the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda. But I don't want my skin to dry out. I still want it to stay supple from the water. So then you move into your kitchen again, and you decide. I happen to have extra virgin olive oil. You can use coconut oil as well, whichever one you like. And for this, again, like I said, I have oily skin, so I can't add too much oil because everything makes my skin break out. But in this sense, in terms of measurements, I would say if you're an oily skin, do half a teaspoon. If you are combination dry, you could do a full teaspoon, but really full teaspoons if we're also going up on into the hair, because you can easily run your fingers through your hair with the olive oil or the coconut oil. Doesn't matter which one. So I'm just taking a little bit of oil right now. And I hope you all find this interesting. And I'm just taking a little bit. Okay, that's about it for me, just for demo, because I don't want my skin to break out. So I'm just taking a little. Oh, gee.
It's all good.
Okay, that was for the demo. Okay, let me go back and get more. Goodness gracious. Okay, so a little bit more. Okay, that's good. All right, so it's in there. Cover this back up. And like I said, I want you to go over everything that you just did. The oil. Right, rub it in the hand. And just press. See, I want you to go over your lips. Forehead. You're pressing, so you're not rubbing it in. You're doing a press technique. So it presses. It gets in to the skin. Right? All around. And then normally, right, like after I would, like hit my neck, you know how I feel about the lines on my neck. Oh well, had them since a kid. Oh well. Right? So you're doing the press technique. So it's giving the product, is helping to push it into your skin without rubbing it and aggravating your skin. And that's very important, especially for you men who shave. You're going, again, your lips, and then you can take whatever's left over, or if you have some, let me get it on my ring finger. Okay, so I'm just using a little oil on my ring finger, and then I'm going around my orbital bone. Let me get a little more. I'm going around my orbital bone with my ring finger, just dab. I always start on the outer corner for me, orbital bone, and then I bring it in. Because the ring fingers are the lightest fingers we have, so you just want to do like a light tap technique. And you can go all the way up to your lash line with it. And if you feel like you could go over, because I'm not wearing any makeup today, so I can go over my lid with it just to give it a little extra something, right? Oh, it feels so good. So let me stop right there and start to give you some extra benefits of this combination. Okay, so there was a question that did come in once folks realized that we were doing the grooming tips for men, and it was a really good one. And it was, what if you have a bald head and you need to treat it? You have a very dry scalp, but it's a bald head. So the combination of both the baking soda and the apple cider vinegar, that paste that we made, of course you can use it on your face, but do it on your head. So you would then take the substance and put it all over your head, and for about a good minute, you're just massaging it all around. Massaging and massaging, massaging. Not scrubbing, massaging it in, letting the product do its thing. Then you are going to take warm water. If you can take hot, that's great. If not, just as hot as, or as warm, as hot as you can take it. Rinse, right? Rinse it all off. Then take cool water. I want you to take a little cool water after that, just to close up the pores in your head and your face. Take your towel and pat dry. And then you repeat, you choose your coconut oil or your olive oil, and then you apply it all over your head. Face, head, and then let it be. That's for the bald heads. If you have hair, if you are a male that has hair, and you find that you have dry, flaky scalp, you will do apple cider vinegar alone, not the paste. You just need the apple cider vinegar to get to the root of the scalp. So first, you will shampoo your hair like you normally do. And then you will take about, I would say if it was this glass, this is the mixture from before, probably like quarter, right, of the apple cider vinegar. Get it into your head, all in your hair. Get it all the way to the root and then massage it in. Massage it. If you don't have color in your hair, at least a good 2 minutes, if you can stand it, to just massage it in, just get it going. But if you have color in your hair, do it for less. Do it for about a minute. Get it all the way down to the root, the scalp, get it nice and saturated. Just let it work and do its thing. Then you rinse it off with warm water. Apple cider vinegar has that very strong scent to it. So at that point, I would then apply your hair conditioner, get that through your hair, and then rinse with cool water. By rinsing your conditioner out with the cool water, it will seal and lock in the hydration into your hair, all the work of the apple cider vinegar, and then it will have a fresh scent. It won't smell like the vinegar. So you can do that, all the men with hair. Blech. Any questions?
No.
Okay, moving on. I hope this is informative. Yeah. And ladies, you can do it as well. So just know that. All of these tips are unisex because it's skin and it's hair that we're speaking of. But specifically today, the men really need to know this because most times you may not know these tricks, but they're budget friendly, they're doable, and they do have a great impact in the end result. So try that. Let me see, I did all of that. I'm looking at my notes. Okay. So men, we're going to take it a step further with you and let's talk about your brows, your eyebrows. So I'm not going to say to you, oh, you need to tweeze your brows, because that certainly is an individual choice whether or not to do that. But something that I think is universal and quite doable for the men is to give the illusion of a groomed brow. And it's very easy to do. Our product, the Brow Fix from Fairweather Faces, is super easy. It looks like a pen. So that's the first thing. It's like in disguise, which is really nice. But it's just a small brush and it's clear. There's no color to it. And all you have to do is just flick it up on your brow, and it gives the illusion of a clean, breezy, groomed brow. And men, can I tell you, it matters. I don't want you to think it matters, because when women, I'm gonna just say this to you, and I know it's also me too, being female, and it's not like when I'm looking at men, I'm checking them out. It's not that. But I do look at men for their grooming because it tells a lot. It says a lot about them. I look at hair, teeth, skin, brows. I'm not looking for arched groom brows. I'm looking for a brow that's sitting up and looks like it has a nice sheen on it. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at facial hairs. I'm looking at whether or not it has a nice sheen. You can use Brow Fix. I use it all the time on my male clients. All of these steps that I'm telling you, I have done on my male clients. And Brow Fix is always a must, as is the next two products. But Brow Fix can also be used in the mustache and goatee. It gives a nice sheen. It gives a groomed finish to those hairs so they don't look wild and unruly. And like I said, it's just super easy and it looks like a pen, but it does matter. I also look at fingernails on men. Another great tip with fingernails are the same paste that we did for the skin and the dry scalp for the bald male, is taking a toothbrush, dipping it into the paste, and going over the nails. So if you have nail discoloration, I know a lot of times I do it like twice a year. I do it over my nails because I've been painting my nails for years from a kid. So I have a lot of yellowing on my nails because of nail polishes. So I'll go over it with a toothbrush with the paste, just go right over it and underneath the nail, you know, get under there, all in the corners, because, you know, you're always being watched. You may not realize it, but you are. And those type of budget-friendly tips, and a toothbrush that's specifically for, you know, your nails. You can do it. And you could do it maybe once a month and it'll really brighten it up. Immediately, it will. And then you rinse it off with water. In this case, the lukewarm water and then the cool water. And then you hydrate. You can use, for your hands, the coconut oil or the olive oil again, right? Just do that and have these fierce looking manly hands.
Got 2 questions.
Okay.
1, what is a brow fix? And 2, what can you use for a dry scalp?
Okay. So the brow fix, again, is a clear gel that is designed to create the illusion of a groomed brow. So it is a unisex product. I use it on all my female clients always. I never do a brow without using brow fix. But for my male clients, I always, towards the end of finishing their grooming, brow fix goes on their eyebrows in an upward motion. It's just up. It's real easy, y'all. It's just up, 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 right on the brow. And if they have any facial hair, mustache, goatee, sideburns, brow fix, it goes right up in it. And it gives one a groomed finish, a sheen, and it gives more of like a slick, uniformed look to the face. And it does make a difference because I've heard my clients tell me it does. So I'll look at it and go, wow, he looks amazing. But for him to tell me back that, I don't know, sis, what it is that you did, but my skin, my hair, the tricks. It's the tricks. The other question was what to do
with a dry scalp.
Okay. Dry scalp is 2 things for males. If you have a bald head and you have a dry scalp, like a dry flaky scalp, you have to use the mixture of the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda. Do that whole mixture on your head as you would have on your face. You're massaging it into your head. Then you're rinsing with hot to warm water, as hot as you can take it. Rinse it off. Then rinse it off with cool water to close down your the pores in your scalp and the follicles. And then you apply immediately. You have to hydrate because this is very important. Either your coconut oil you'll use or your olive oil to seal down all your work of the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda, and it gives it a nice sheen and hydrates. But if you have hair, the apple cider vinegar is the way to go if you have dry scalp, right? And you can go back, we'll run this again so you'll be able to hear the logistics of exactly how to do that. But hair, dry scalp is apple cider vinegar. Baldy, dry scalp is both apple cider vinegar and baking soda. Yeah? I can move on?
Good.
All right. So another thing that most of you may not realize that is unisex are these 2 products, the color correctors, the skin color correctors for Fairweather faces. The lighter is the Brightener and the deeper one is the Peach. The Brightener is for, let's say, Caucasians with a little more color in their skin, me, Eddie's complexion, you know. And if Eddie is too full under the eyes, yes, I use it on Eddie for all of his press, photo shoots, television appearances. I do his grooming, and he definitely gets the Brightener. If he is puffy, he will also get Peach, so it'll be both. Peach is for Eddie's complexion and deeper, all the way through to chocolate, all those gorgeous colors. I'm going to demonstrate with the Brightener. The purpose of this product is to knock out any darkness under the eye, which is who isn't dark under the eye? It goes both ways, men and women. But I don't want you men to be intimidated or think you don't need this product. You do. Because unless you are getting enough water and enough sleep, sometimes you just can't get it all done. So if that is the case, you have an option. So it's very easy. You would just open up the color corrector in your skin tone, whichever one. I'm using Brightener. I'm just demonstrating. It should last you for a very long time because you're not applying a whole lot of product. It's practically clean, right? That's how you want it to be. And then I go right underneath my eye area just a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Then I go around my nose area because the nose area tends to have darkness around it. And that's a really good tip in case you have a cold or you're sick. The nose area is one of the very first areas where folks can tell, ooh, you know, so-and-so isn't feeling well. But if you have your color corrector on, they won't. They won't know that you're not feeling well. You can then take your ring finger, or if you like, it's up to you. Maybe if your lady will share with you her Fairweather Faces Camouflage Brush. You will take the brush or your ring finger. How about this? I'll do one side the brush, the other side the ring finger. So I'll go with the brush first. So you just pat it into place. Right? And it'll start to knock it out. Now the other side, I'm patting it into place. And I'm patting, you know, with my ring finger because that's the lightest finger that we have. And you can apply it all the way up to the lash line. I'm not going too far out for you guys. I'm just concentrating right about like halfway, midway. You're not going all the way out because you don't have to. You can pat it into the nostril area, or you can take your brush on the other side and just pat it into place. That will knock out any redness that always is around the nostril area that gives the illusion of redness, tiredness, but especially if you have like a really bad cold. You apply this, no one can tell. Then let's take it a step further. You have an option. I would love to be your guide on this and be able to pull the color for you. If you go to fairweatherfaces.com, I will tell you how to do that. But if your lady knows how to choose colors, let her do it for you. I'm going to apply the concealer over it, which is like the humdinger of it. So you apply the concealer directly over the color corrector. I'm just going to show you with one eye. I'm going up to my lash line with the brush and I'm patting. See, I'm not like pressing too hard. It's just gentle, gentle pat so you can get the coverage to knock out any darkness, any redness around the eye. So it just gives a lift, right? Don't I look rested? I'm not. It's an illusion. So you go right into it. And then if you feel like it, if you don't feel comfortable using a brush, you can use your ring finger and just do the same thing on the other side. It's just gently patting, but you're going right over your work, which is the color corrector. You don't have to take it all the way out. You can just concentrate right in here in the center of the eye socket, and the finger or the brush will blend it down for you. Whatever's left over on the finger, just press it right into that nostril. Same thing on the other side, because the two complement each other. Okay? And then I'm going to show you the final trick to seal the deal. Now, if I wanted to show out, I would have covered, because I got this mark. Is it? Yeah. This thing has faded out so much from the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda because it was so dark. But it faded out, and it took me about like a week and a half. I would say 2 weeks. No. 2 weeks to fade that out. It was a mess. So now the last part to seal the deal for everything is a cool, refreshing mist. The Fairweather Faces Setting Spray. 2 pumps are all that you will need. Just hold it about a nice, what's the distance on this, Ed? It's not that far.
It's about a foot and a half.
Oh, about that? Okay, so 2 pumps, look. Mmm.
Oh my goodness. Hey, look, hold on. You got another question. So,
Oh, wait, can I say this first before the question?
go ahead,
Okay.
go ahead.
So the reason why you want to spray, and look, I'm joking around. I did cough, but my throat is dry. But it gives a nice mist. It's a cool, refreshing mist. Every time I apply it to my male clients, they go, at first they go, what is that? And then when they feel it, they're like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. The reason why you want the setting spray is because you just want to marry everything that you've just done. You don't want it to look and appear like you're wearing makeup or anything like that, but you want it to look very natural, very clean, very fresh on your skin. And most importantly, you want it to last. And the way that it will last is with 2 pumps of the setting spray. Again, it's a cooling mist, but all the work that you've done with your grooming, your hydrating, knocking out underneath those eyes, the dark circles, around the nose, setting them, and then sealing it. Setting and sealing everything with only 2 pumps. It will feel cool and refreshing, and it smells so clean. But you only need 2 or else you'll waste it.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me get through that demo. Okay, questions?
All right, so Anthony had a question.
Okay.
Backing up. I think he had a question about what you were using before the peach stuff. He's asking if you can use it on your neck, on the neck area. And Isaiah has a question after that.
Yes. Anything because it's skin, Anthony. Anything. So let's say if you have a blemish, a pimple that you need to cover, any kind of demarcations, yes. It would be the color corrector first, whichever one is your skin tone. Is it Anthony Lynch?
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, I know you well, my brother. You're peach. You're going to be peach. I can tell you right now. So it would be peach. And it would just be a dab, right? On whatever the mark is. And then you can press it, down with your finger. And if you could, I would love to, share with you what the color would be that would go over it, just to conceal it, to cover it. And then you would spray it with the setting spray, and then you're set.
Okay.
Isaiah had a question?
Isaiah had a question.
Okay.
His question, do we need some type of grease?
For
what? Yeah, that's what he has to clarify.
you may be thinking grease for the hair. I'm just assuming if it's that. And well, in this case, Isaiah, if we're going really natural, which is what I wanted to demonstrate today with just household products, no. You can use coconut oil, really can saturate your hair. Olive oil can really saturate your hair. So either one can, yeah. Okay, perfect. No, choose either one, either coconut oil or olive oil. You can go right through your hair with it. It gives a sheen. It will hydrate, but it also helps with hair breakage. Either one of those oils. So you won't go wrong. And most times it's in the pantry, so you can use it on your hair. Absolutely. And you don't need any additional grease. You won't need anything else. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, we've done a lot in terms of the grooming. And I'd like to go ahead.
Oh, yeah. You got a Fairweather on here.
Really?
Stephen B. D. Fairweather.
Okay.
Says,
well, we must be related.
Right. He says, so are all these natural products?
Yes. The Fairweather Faces products are halal certified, designed for sensitive skin, unisex, and I only pulled the essential 3 products. The essential 3 products. Brow Fix, whichever color corrector is your product, and setting spray. These 3. Designed for sensitive skin, unisex, ladies can use them as well, and halal certified. I love these questions. These questions are really good. It means you all are interested in paying attention. And I really hope that you will incorporate them into your skincare and grooming process, your regimen, I don't think you could beat this. You can't. You really can't go wrong with this. You won't make a mistake. I promise you that. You won't make a mistake. But the technique of it, guys, is you have to be gentle with your skin. Just because it's still skin, just because you're a man, doesn't mean that you then have to be rough like a man. Like in that sense, no. It's a gentle touch. First of all, it'll center you. You won't be aggressive. You will be calmer in the touch. It will make an impact in your skin because you won't aggravate the skin. It will keep the skin calm. You will feel the results in that way, but you will also see the end results if you have marks on the skin, redness. Sometimes the redness does come from you being too rough, right? And with these products fused together, it will cool down the redness. Hopefully it will help to eliminate it. And on top of it, if you use the Fairweather Faces products, it will knock out the redness or any dark marks that you may have around the eyes, the nose, skin. Goodness, this was a great show, y'all. I want to applaud you men for hanging in there with me and not thinking, just not thinking, but just being open to it. Not judging, but being open. This to you. But check this out. Sip and Shop episode 24 may be finished here, but we're not done with you yet. We want you to go to the website, fairweatherfaces.com, because we have bonus grooming tip videos. And they are good. Right, Eddie?
They're good.
We have the dry lip exfoliation video. We have the full-on men's grooming shaving video. We have the video demonstration with ice. There's 3 videos stacked right on top of the other. You're going to go right down the line. So this is what you'll do. You'll go to fairweatherfaces.com. You will go on the search bar and click beauty videos. Just type in beauty videos. Bam! They're going to come right up there, right in a row. And it's going to finish with, you'll see doing a full-on lip video in the shower. Ooh, I'm letting you guys eat on it. It's so good. All the videos are very informative. Things you can do right now, just like we did with these around the house. So awesome, so informative, and timeless. So go to fairweatherfaces.com right now. Go check them out and then get your products. Go get your products. It's right there on the home page. All the way down, it says Sip and Shop episode 24, men's grooming. I already pulled the products for you. They're there. Go get them. So happy to see you all today and for allowing me to guide you on your men's grooming tips. So enjoyed you. Just thank you so much for having us. Go to fairweatherfaces.com. See you next time. Bye.